All right, let's go with part five. I have no announcements, no mistakes to admit to that weren't already covered in the edit of part four. A couple of quick announcements. I wrote down some numbers here. Left on the wheel, we have 10 major league teams, 14 Dominican teams, 10 Florida complex, 7 Arizona complex, and 5 KBO teams. Let's get to the wheel. Here we go. First team is the Lancaster Stormers. California is just a real crucible here. The team that makes it out of here is going to be armed to the teeth. Another thing I really wanted to point out is the Angels are going to disrupt this map at some point. They've been asleep. Worse than that is the Lake Elsinore Storm. This team has no way out. Just look at Arizona, which is beginning to merge with New Mexico. There's a lot of room in New Mexico, and a number of these teams seem to be striving to get there. Texas saw some action last time. We had some DSL teams land, so there's 3 of them in Texas now. The sleeping giant of the Chicago Cubs. They were randomly selected for the thumbnail for this video, and it would be really funny, I'm sure, for some of you, if the Cubs suddenly were active and instantly lost their first game. That would probably be great. We have almost as big a mess in Florida as we do in Arizona, but it has not been active. Not much happened down here, if anything, in part 4. I would assume that the laws of probability are going to swing back in this direction. We've seen very little action in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has a whole bunch of teams, including the Lancaster Stormers, who will be going in a second. And they're going to play the Fightin' Phils. You got 169 people here, not exactly evenly matched. By the way, one of these teams has the exact name of one of my brothers. Lancaster has attacked Reading. I have years and years of experience with playing out of the park baseball, but I never play it like this. I almost never would watch a game. It takes too much time. I'm more into decades and centuries of baseball, not really the action of a single play. And so I'm seeing a lot of things within the machinery of this tournament that I normally don't see with out of the park. And again, I've been playing out of the park baseball since 2005 or 6, maybe 2004, but I don't know what this is. What is this? Oh, okay. I'll be cutting all of that. We're going to the 5th. Oops, I accidentally did a half inning, so I'll finish the first. All right, nothing has happened in the first inning. We're going to go ahead and finish, or go to the 5th. And wow, let's do another one. Boy, this is, we got 5 hits now for Lancaster, but still no runs. Got some good fielding going on by both teams, even though Lancaster does not have a shortstop. Let's see if it's still working. Is this guy a pitcher? Yes, he is. Very good. All right, Reading. Lancaster. Reading. Holy smokes, this game might go 20 innings. Lancaster. Reading. This is the best pitching game that I've seen in the whole thing. Best performance up to this point is probably Sean Burke for the White Sox, who took a no-hitter this far into a game. Also, there was Hunter Green for the Reds, who got 18 strikeouts on the way to a 25-0 victory over the Florence Yalls, a legendary game in this tournament. Griff McGarry's on the mound. Let's see what happens with Lancaster's offense. They got a run. Okay, this calls for a viewing. We are in the middle of the order. The cleanup hitter is at the plate for Reading, Mr. Aiden Miller. Home field advantage. The crowd gets into it. And he is struck out. For a second, I thought he was walking. I had to look at the text because looked like a walk trot. He was really close to the line. Up next, Paul McIntosh. He is also struck out. Philip Deal of Lancaster about to salt this one away. Keaton Anthony, the 6-hitter. He is the DH. Contact of 50, power of 24. What's his speed? It's important here. It's kind of average, maybe slightly above average. Reading. Oh boy, that was close. He took a pitch on 3-1, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Tying run is at first. Cade Fergus is at the plate, 37-47. Oh, he's pinch hitting. Okay, McIntosh was a pinch hitter, I didn't even notice. So they've taken out the right fielder and the left fielder. All right, Cade Fergus, bring it. Oh, what a complete choke. How many pitchers took the mound for Lancaster? Because that was a masterpiece. They had 3. Swarmer, who was a 38 overall, Reese, 37, and Deal, 39. Outstanding game for Mr. Cabrera, who knows, maybe the player that's going to transfer to Lancaster. Lancaster takes Reading. Not the greatest logo. It's really generic, and it's also really low quality. I can't impress upon the viewer enough how chopped up Pennsylvania is going to be, especially if the scrappers head east. Pennsylvania is going to be like half claimed by the time all of these teams go. Best player from the Phillies is the Reading Phillies. Oh, there's 3 of them. Charles King, the starter of today's game, and Buddy Kennedy. Number 1, Cabrera. The Lancaster Stormers liked what they saw, and they are taking the 43 rated starting pitcher who kept them scoreless for 8 innings, I think, is coming this way. They're in the Atlantic League. He's going to go in at number 1, he's going to go in at number 1. Yeah, all right. So, as usual, Swarmer has to rest, but Cabrera won't. He will start the next game. All right, just to remind everybody, I do pull photographs of these guys. There's the player of the game and the player that was imported. We are going to the Charlotte Knights. And for those of you who were skeptical about my hot peppers thing, there they are, right where I said they would be. The Charlotte Knights are between a rock and a hard place here, I think. I think they're a AAA team, so they're probably not too nervous. And it looks like they're going after the Cannonballers. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I would have preferred them go after the Hot Peppers. This is kind of a nice logo. This looks like a cheap sticker somebody would put on their skateboard. This is goofy, but it's goofy in a great minor league baseball way. It's a dude with a big head. Charlotte Knights are a pretty good team. Cannonballers are definitely a step down. You can see it. But the Cannonballers, I forgot it was this team, have Grant Taylor. You know, he was their upgrade when they expanded, and he went from 56 to 57. I think he got pitchability. This could be another 1-0 game. Grant Taylor could go the distance, but I don't know how much offense we're going to see. So this is a really exciting one, and obviously Charlotte Knights have their eyes on Grant Taylor. I mean, this is their day 1 starter. Grant Taylor could start probably as at least the 5th man in any major league rotation. Certainly would even start in some of the 3-man rotations we have in the majors here. Let's go through the 3rd and just see how things have developed. This should be once through each lineup. Okay, yeah. I was looking at the lineups and then I was like, okay, there's points on the board and it's 4-1 Kannapolis. Now, first of all, I'm surprised that Charlotte has already scored, but you can't remember they're a AAA team. They've been around. All those guys have been around. Let's do half innings from here on. Okay, he blanks them in the 4th. Comes out again for the 5th inning. Does it again. Kannapolis, no insurance. We have 4 innings to go. They cannot touch. Oh, they took him out. And they've replaced him with Nick Pinto, who is only a 24-point decrease in quality. 24. Let's see if 4 runs is enough. Ooh. Jonathan Heasley is on the mound for Charlotte. Nick Pinto once again. Ooh, they're creeping closer. All right, Jonathan Heasley, he's still fresh. And they get an insurance run. They get one of those runs back. All right, Charlotte, we're going at bats. This situation. All right, routine grounder to short. Takes him forever to get the throw off. All right, so now we've got Dominic Fletcher up. He is the 9-hitter. Still, he's got contact of 54. I think Kannapolis changed pitchers. Ground out to the shortstop again. Pierce George came in. I didn't even notice. Must be their closer. Brooks Baldwin, 53-38. Let's see if they can seal the deal. And they walked him. There's still a ways. I mean, the tying run is on deck. Now we have Zach DeLoach, 2-hitter. We've got an incredibly fast person on first base. Certainly outclasses Jackson Apple's arm. I see a steal coming. Oh, a wild pitch. Wild pitch or a pass ball. He doesn't even have to steal. All you gotta do is induce a hit here. Okay, now the tying run is at the plate. The three-hitter, Lipsius? Andre Lipsius? I have no idea. Tying run at the plate. And he flies out to left. Kannapolis dodges a bullet. A Carolina League team has knocked off an International League team. This is a huge deal. I don't know what happened in the first inning, but Grant Taylor didn't even have to go very far before they let the bullpen take over. Let's look at the game log. What happened in the first? Leadoff batter ground out. Then we had a person hit by a pitch. That's how it always starts. Then a single and a sacrifice fly. Oh, I missed the triple. Okay, I was like, hey, that's only 2 runs. First pitch, triple from George Wolkow, 19-year-old, 31 rated right fielder. Yeah, he must have the RBIs. Wolkow, yeah, 3 RBI. That was the difference. Is he the player of the game? No. Oh, we have the losing team gets the player of the game. This is the 3rd time this has happened. 1 time out of those 3, the player was also the player that was imported to the other team. Something Junior Patero or something like that. I don't remember. I don't know. 43, maybe this guy will go. We have seen a bona fide upset. AAA team has fallen to a single A team. All right, I am officially team Cannonballers. The only problem is Grant Taylor doesn't get to pitch the next game. Look at the Cannonballers go. And what was this guy's name? Andre Lipsius. His player of the game will go into the stats if he is the player transferred. International League has lost a team. Let's see if they've lost any others. I don't think they have. A bunch of these teams have grabbed territory. Norfolk Tides was the first team ever chosen by the wheel. Of course, the Red Sox here are in a real dangerous position because of their parent team, but they're still alive. And I will be tracking that too. We'll have a little announcement every time one of the leagues has lost their last standing team. You know, it's going to be a while before they're all eliminated. You know, you actually have to play a game to get eliminated, and a lot of them are pretty isolated. It is not Andre Lipsius. I will never have to say that name again, I don't think. Corey Julks is going, I was going to say up. He's going down in a good way. Oh, he's from Friendswood. That's where NASA is. And all of his buddies have disappeared. And he is joining this team. I am excited about this. It's really kind of changing things up. Now, according to the Kannapolis scouts, Corey Julks isn't that good, but he's still the best position player on the team. Second only to the freak of nature, who is Grant Taylor. Now they have 1 player in the 50s, 1 in the 40s. Who do we have in center field? Oh, he's the bottom hitting Nathan Archer. Julks is hitting third. He's playing center field. Archer was moved to left. Yeah, I didn't look that deeply into it. I don't know who lost their position. Julks is really going to have to come through in their next game because Grant Taylor won't be there, and maybe they can inherit another great position player and then get through on their third pitcher, Lyle Miller Green. Tanner McDougal is good, but Lyle Miller Green is a 31. Maybe they will have inherited someone else by then. Tragedy for the Charlotte Knights. I'll have to look at the Pacific League. Harrisburg Senators. Isn't that also Pennsylvania? They're going to get more powerful. They're going to go to the northwest, which means they're going to have this oddly shaped territory here. All right, a little more legible. Their best guy is Mason Thompson. It just occurred to me, this is the first upgrade of the... I was like, don't even know what I'm doing. Yes, he has a picture. Mason Thompson is a AA relief pitcher with a rating of 43. Movement left, 436. He had a 43, now he is a 45. It's rare that we see a left upgrade go up more than 1 point. Mason Thompson's their closer. This is a lot of pitchers. AA, it's always AA. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. No idea. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. That's them. Allentown. This is crazy. Now there's a huge chance the Lancaster Stormers are going to go again. This is a AAA team. This is the Phillies AAA team here. It's going to be an upgrade. Okay, Lehigh Valley's logo is still going to be pretty ugly because they've chosen to wedge themselves into this really strange shape. I think the Iron Pigs are assuming they're going to be around longer than just one round. You know, we just started and we're already just filling up Pennsylvania. I love it. Best player, it's a first baseman or a starting pitcher. It's Andrew Painter. Infield range, 94. All right, I'm going to do one more spin for this session, and we've got Brockton Rocks, which means we might have the Woo Sox and maybe even the Red Sox. Yeah, they do border. Okay, they border the Red Sox. I don't know what the Brockton Rocks are. I have a feeling they're independent. All right, I think I just sneezed about 15 times. I think I referred to this as Nantucket at some point. Nantucket is an island that's like down here. I've deleted the islands. This is Cape Cod, I believe. I don't have a whole lot of experience with Massachusetts, but I've driven through it twice. And the last time was the year 2000. Rocks are taking what I believe is Cape Cod. I should just look that up. All right, the Brockton Rocks are in the Frontier League. I associate the Frontier League with the Frontier. This seems more like the colonial frontier, like the late Nettie Bumppo novels would be about Ohio. That is the frontier. That's fine, but Brockton? I mean, it's practically where the Pilgrims landed. Who's getting upgraded? Oh, this team's terrible. Joe Kemlage. Joe Kemlage. Still recovering from sneezing 900 times a few minutes ago. Apologies. Top pitch ability. 273. It went up 1. Here's Kemlage. I always say, I'm going to do one more. This is my last one. But just like playing Civilization, no matter if it's 1 through 5, not a big fan. Big fan of the recent ones. Wasn't there a Sim 7? I didn't even play it. It got such bad reviews. Anyway, just like in Civilization, one more turn. I just can't let this go. I'll take a major league team, something in the Southwest, any Pennsylvania. Let's do it. Man, we get a DSL game. We gotta whittle these down. We're way down here. Oh, not exactly where I thought they were. It's taken a while, but unlike Arizona, California, and most of Florida, most of Texas is undefended. Okay, we get another team off the ocean. Their player of choice is Edwin Veras. That looks like a typo. I'll find out when I find the picture. Holding runners. 152. Let's hit one of those 3 categories I threw out a minute ago. Lynchburg, Virginia? They're this team in the middle of uncontested areas. This is not very interesting. It's not a good place for me to stop. I'm gonna have to do another one. Somebody thought there was a cool font, and they probably co-opted this image from a high school or something. This is pretty lame. But that ends up being a pretty big chunk of Virginia. Jackson Humphreys. Jackson Humphreys, control left. He's a 36. 297. Still a 36. That was not good, by the way. I mean, look at this. Control. Eesh. This is their best guy. Jackson Humphreys. Interesting. What? Now all of a sudden everybody's numbers just changed. That was weird. I'm going to take 50 off of his control left. Go back to 247. I'm going to roll back here. All of these were just... It's very weird. All of these were just... It's like they were refigured while I was... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we have a choice of 6. It'll be number 6, Connor Whitaker. All right, for the upgrade... Infield arm, 89. Still has a 35. It's a setup, man. How many of these guys have been setup men? I'm way past where I said I was going to stop, but these last few have just bored me to tears. Something interesting. Those three categories I mentioned is really what I'm looking for. Maybe, if you actually do something. Okay, so it's the Econ Twins, it's the Futures team. Just make landfall. Just keep this easy. Oh my god. We're definitely missing the Futures team. Are we hitting anything? Are we going to hit Washington? You know what? Fine. Mixing up the landing strategy a little bit. Taking Port Angeles for themselves. Econ Twins, best player. They've got three of them. They're all pitchers. Actually, one of them's on military duty, so it'll be two. Number 2, Young Gun Park. Infield error. 149. This guy's getting pretty good at fielding. And once again, it's a setup man that's getting the upgrade. This is worse than normal. That's the worst one I've seen in a while. I've returned for another recording session. We are ready to go. First pick of the evening. So we're going to Quebec. I would have to assume. I don't even remember the name. It's got to be one of these. As precedent has been set already, this Eagle team doesn't have to be landing here. It can be going to Maine or over here. It can attack their neighbors. It can attack Toronto, which would be really stupid. Where are they going? Looks like the Detroit line. Oh man, I don't think they're hitting the Blue Jays. Yeah. What an moronic move. Is there any way I can talk myself out of this? As much as I want to put them in Eastern Michigan, I can't. This is just beyond stupid. This is not the exciting first move of the Blue Jays that I imagined. Three Rivers Eagles. This is a foolish move. All these guys, this is like a military action. All these guys are going down in a suicide mission so that Omar Marigildo can survive. That's not what I had in mind. I do not support this or condone it in any way. I like the Blue Jays, as I have said a number of times, in mostly old baseball stories that have cut out of this thing. I have gone on and on and on about old baseball stories, but they're not relevant. Don Mattingly, big fan. I like Toronto in general. All right, this is total foolishness, and I hate it. So, going to the 5th. Yep, inning by inning. To the 6th. 7, 8, and 9. Bottom of the order. No thanks. Okay, that was really pointless. That was like literally a suicide mission. So this one random first baseman can be the worst player on the Blue Jays. Bad decision, coach. All right, something about this game, and I want to salute the Toronto area. We have an attendance record. By 2000, the Toronto Blue Jays have set the attendance record for this game, beating the one set in Cincinnati. And now we come to a thing that was preordained. Omar Marigildo. We're going to show his transition to the Toronto Blue Jays. He's a little bit more useful than just a low-rated first baseman, then. Let's see how he factors into this. He takes nobody's job. As predicted, he's not even third string. Oh, okay, so second. He's the second. He's the backup third baseman. But he's not even the third first baseman. Erase these morons. Good job. Hopefully we get smarter decisions. Buffalo Bisons. Not in any danger of any kind. Joey Loperfido. Okay, something we have not seen. I don't think we've seen it once yet in this new part 5. A hitter update. I left 395. Yeah, he went down. I mean, he's going to remain the guy, but he got better at hitting left-handed pitching by a significant margin, and his overall declines. I don't raise the potentials until I have to equal them. Let's see where he gets stashed. He's hitting cleanup, moved up to third. Omaha Storm Chasers. Storm Chasers. Looks like it. Yep. It's really not the sexiest update we've ever had. Okay, we have another guy here, Nelson Velasquez. 47 left fielder. Gonna get a better arm. Outfield arm is already a 65. 179. He went up a point as well. Alright. Dominican Rangers blue. We haven't had any Florida in a long time. But we know that the arrow's gonna point at the DSL Reds. I mean, we just know it. Of course, me saying that might have turned fate. We're going to Florida. Okay, it worked. And in fact, it's pretty obvious we're hitting the Mighty Muscles. All right, long time ago, the Fort Myers Mighty Muscles faced off against the Florida Complex League Orioles. They beat them 7-5. You might remember the name Jason Doktorzik came in and closed the game. And then the Mighty Muscles inherited Zane Barnhart, who became the new closer, and so now Doktorzik is the setup man. Let's go through the fourth. Rangers blue winning. Eli Jones still on the mound. Fort Myers should win this game. I mean, they should be able to fend off a rookie ball team. Of course, I think it's only regular A. They are fairly close to each other. I fully expect Fort Myers to win this game. I still do. They cannot hit. They have 4 hits through 6 innings. All right. Now things are starting to look bad. The Texas Rangers blue could be really upgrading themselves. Okay, they haven't scored since the 5th. Fort Myers has got the bottom of the order and then the leadoff man. Man, they're dead in the water. Okay. No insurance. You know how it goes. This is Fort Myers. Fort Myers fighting for their life. Guys, Fort Myers is doomed. We're trying to bring color to Florida, and we're about to lose color in Florida. It's all up to Pancho Ruiz. 38-17. Come on. 2-out rally. That's how it starts. Okay, Anthony Astudillo has thrown 41 pitches. He's kind of in the zone. He's not tired yet. Get down. Oh, it's going to the wall? Fort Myers Mighty Muscles. Tying run is on deck. The Rangers blue have brought in a new pitcher, Kyber Armas. Let's see what this guy's quality is. 30. This is awful. Oh my god, these guys are on crutches. All right, we got the 6-hitter up, Byron Chireo. Okay, this is normally in a game like this where we get a balk, a wild pitch, or a pass ball. Bring it. Instead, oh, it got through. Got through. 4-1. Runners on the corners. 2 outs. The tying run is at the plate with the power of 25. Rally hats on. Successfully defending Florida from a DSL invasion. Kyber Armas' confidence is being tested here. 29-16 Jefferson Valadi. Man, this guy's a good catcher. Oh. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Walked. Oh, run in! Telling you, we're having a wild pitch. Wild pitch is coming. Xander Seacrest is up. And my question is, why? Oh yeah, this is the guy that started the first game. This guy started their game against Florida Complex, Marlins. Why is he pitch hitting? Oh. Man, it's gonna come down to this. Bases loaded. Yasser Mercedes and Byron Churio. Now, all three of these guys are ready to go. If you could just put it somewhere. Kyber Armis. Oh my god. Here we go. Alright, if I am not mistaken, that is the first time a defending American unit has fallen to one of the 5 invading powers. And they are going to get a haul, Zane Barnhart, and the best player from the original Fort Myers roster, Maddox Houghton. So they're getting, pretty sure this guy is going to be the best pitcher on the team, and this guy will be, by some degree, the best position player on the team. Texas Rangers blue have hit the end of the line, unless we find them in the draft league or the Arizona Fall League. This was a complete disaster for Florida and Fort Myers altogether. In their defense, Duck Torzik and Barnhart never played. Kyber Armis, I think he finished the game. I know he was out there for a little while. He will be the player that gets upgraded in the future. But this is a huge upset and then a big haul. This is just a faint hint of what's to come in as far as hauls of players go. Let's see what this does to their roster. Jesus Lafalaise needs to stay at number 1 for rotation purposes. All right, so now they have a closer. Kyber goes to setup. They really need offense, so let's see how Maddox handles this. First of all, what does Maddox play? Okay, all 3 outfield come in at DH, so there are 4 different positions for him to take. Towers above everyone else on this roster. Yeah, I was going to say I would have put him in center field, and they did. He's pretty solid. This territory goes back to white. It's not a thing I expected to happen. Some of the other fallout from this debacle in Florida is that the Mighty Muscles had established a number of people on the leaders list that we see at the end of every episode, and all of those guys are gone now. We can go back to Florida right now. Oh, there they are, off the coast of Florida. Suddenly, we've got tactical strikes in western Florida. The Devil Rays, I always call them the Devil Rays, are going to defend Florida. DSL Twins got their morale up after hearing about Rangers Blue. Okay, what we have here is Tampa Bay Rays making a bid to go 2-0, and we've got the DSL Twins making a bid to lie in their watery graves off the west coast of Florida. When Tampa Bay beat the Clearwater Threshers 23-2, they imported their best player, Jake Eddington. He's a relief pitcher, and he is slated only for mop-up duty. We may see him. I want to go half innings. Remember, Tampa Bay has scored 23 points so far. Let's see what the Rays do in the bottom of the first. Well. Twins? Counter with nothing. Christian Hernandez. What do we got here? A 27. Enjoy your no-hitter against a major league team while it lasts. Okay. Shane McClanahan has already got 5 strikeouts in 2 innings. Christian Hernandez returns to the mound, and he dies. All right. Yes, as we presumed, no more starter. Rainer Marin on the mound. Can't stop the bleeding. Shane McClanahan is cruising with 9 strikeouts in 4 innings. The record's 18 for this tournament. Rainer Marin? Scoreless inning. Twins are being no-hit through 5. Shane McClanahan, well within reason that he could tie or break the strikeout record. Still no-hitting. Ramiro Villanueva has stuff of 17, so look out. Shane McClanahan, 6 away from tying the record. He's still got it going. I want to do a 9th inning for a no-hitter next, you know? I've seen so many failed attempts at comebacks. I'd like to see a no-hitter. Rays? Pile it on. Still well short of the 23 they scored in their first game against a higher-ranked team. McClanahan, 14 strikeouts. The They're going to take him out of the game now. Another scoreless inning. Not bad. Shane McClanahan's still on the mound, but he can only tie the record. And since he doesn't have the no-hitter going anymore, I don't care to watch it. He did not. But I think he's in second. We'll see at the end of the video, because he'll definitely be near the top. 29 batters faced. 29. He had a walk and a hit. 1 walk, 1 hit, 16 strikeouts. And this is the second most attended game we've seen. Okay, it's official. A couple of things became official in that game. First of all, McClanahan is number 2, 16 strikeouts. No one else has done it. He's by himself in second place. Complete game 1 hitter. The Rays are the number 3 ranked, overall number 3 ranked team. My strength of victory. But maybe a little more impressive than that is they have scored more runs than any other team, and they have by far the biggest point differential, which I think is 34 or maybe even 36. It's 36. In their 2 games, they've got a combined score of 38-2. Live in fear, little dudes. And with that, the traffic off the coast of Florida in just 1 or 2 turns has been drastically reduced. Here's our last look at the map for the evening. Got some competition. I bet the Rays are hoping it's this guy. We'll see. I mean, these guys are even worse than Eddington by a factor of 10. And it's number 1. Nestor Cafe goes to the Devil Rays. Boom. I keep meaning to watch their salary, but I always forget to look at that. I always look at the logo because I'm simple. Tampa has a new little buddy. Wonder how close he gets to the closer's job. Pete Fairbanks, is he nervous? At 54, is this 27 going to take over his job? Hey, look at that. That's really interesting. Nestor Cafe's appearance on this roster actually improved Jake Eddington's quality of life. He went from mop-up, avoid high leverage, to long relief normal emergency starter. All right, it's a new day, and I'm looking forward to the Southwest, Florida, and Pennsylvania. Let's go. Bring it, Trenton Thunder Random Wheel. It's not the Southwest, but it's the West. Kiwoom Heroes. We're maybe landing another Oregon Coast. We've also got the Emeralds here. All right. And of course they're pointing down. They're going to eat their own futures team is what's going to happen. Should be a crime. This feels like some sort of family homicide. Half their pitching squad is in the military. I can't believe I didn't know about that. If I ever do this again, I will know about that. Okay, let's go straight to the 5th. Here we go. It's one of these games. Straight to the 5th. Straight to the 5th inning. That's kind of embarrassing for the KBO team. So KBO, if they get the best player off the futures team, it could be somebody they could use. Let's go to the 7th. Okay, that's more like it. That's even more than I was expecting. They're exceeding my own expectations of a beatdown here. 18-4. All right, Go Yang. Best player. What a mistake. Oh well, we got 332s. Number 1, Sao Jun Kim. I have no idea how deep their pitching staff goes. Okay, yeah, he's right in the middle of the team. Futures gone. This is a Korean futures team. Oh, there we go. It's this team. You know you want to. Okay, they went the other way. Oh, this is going to make landfall. We'll call it here. This is a pretty good looking futures team. And we have a closer who's getting upgraded. Here's our wheel with our leftover things from yesterday. Movement right for Sao Hyun Kim. And he went up. All right, we can so easily read the names of the teams on the wheel now. Baltimore Orioles, this could be a showdown with the Washington Nationals. We have a number of teams, major league teams, that are touching other major league teams. And after Washington knocked off the Chesapeake Bay Sox, partially what that got them was a border with the Orioles. The other teams that are bordering are, of course, the Angels with the Dodgers and the Padres, and the Cubs and the White Sox. And I think that's it at the moment. We're almost definitely going to have a game here, and it could be the first major league game. So this is really exciting. Haven't had a shot like this since the Yankees went. This is a bigger target than the Mets were. Let's see. And of course, the Mets haven't gone yet either, and they could still hit the Yankees as well. Whoever their best player is will get better, and I think I'm going to call it York. I mean, it goes through this border and it hits their territory. It never hits the Ironbirds' territory. So the Orioles are playing York. I would have preferred the Orioles to attack the Nationals, but I don't get to pick. We could have been guaranteed our first major league team ejected. And at this point, I'm beginning to think, I know I said that I would consider this entire project a failure if the last 16 teams were all major league teams. So far, it's looking like that's what's going to happen. It's good that a major league team can knock out another major league team, but all that means is that that major league team that wins is going to get even better. What we've got here is a total terrible mess. So 1,000 people showed up to watch the Baltimore Orioles eat the York Revolution, go into the fifth. This is not interesting to me. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I have a strong feeling it's going to get outrageous. I'm going to bet that the Orioles will hit 20. I got 6 more outs to get 9 runs. Come on. I'm easily within your ability to have a 9-run ninth. 9-run ninth right here. Wow. 13-5. They scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Baltimore wins 13-8. Probably had some home runs. We had a strong wind out to right field. 5 Oriole home runs, 2 from the same person. Baltimore Orioles expand into Pennsylvania. Justin Connell, it's your big moment. Baltimore. Oh, they bumped him up to a 40. Justin Connell does not break into the squad. He is the 3rd string left fielder. He's the top pinch runner. How fast is he? Nice fast. That is very valuable. New York Boulders. Oh, so this is the team that's right next to the Yankees. Okay, the wisest thing they could have done. I'm so tired of seeing these little teams overreach. Just leads to disaster. That is rough. They've got, I think this is the Jackals and the Yankees. One tiny gap removed from the Mets. They got the Miners over here. Your hero is, it's a mere 33. Eric Stock. Power right. Does he have any power? No. Power right. 255. He went up 1 point. He went from a 33 to a 34. Outstanding. Eric Stock. All right, Eric Stock, here he is. I wanted to point out he's the closer for the New York Boulders, and he's also the number 3 hitter. His stuff is 6, movement 19. I mean, look at these pitches. I'm going to ignore the fact he's on the pitching staff, even though he is listed as the closer. He's not going to be a two-way player, is what I'm trying to say. Myrtle Beach. We might get a defense of the homeland. That's going to be an upgrade. No defense of the homeland. They're going to border the Woodpeckers on the north and the Hoofddorp Pioneers to the south. I love maps and I love baseball. And I also love the Trash Pandas. When are they going? They've got a guy named Gerald Vizcaino running out of material as usual. Control left, 342. He went up 1. Let's go Arizona or Florida. Florida. I would say it's possible, but unlikely. Good for them. I applaud whoever is making those decisions at that organization. You're not a moron. 38, Brendan Beck. Turn double plays. The inevitable little team beating their head against the White Sox. There's no way this can be the Cubs. Okay, there is another team. Here we go. One of my favorite logos in the whole game. Okay, they avoid the White Sox. I think they're hitting this Boomers team. I don't know what that is, but Joliet Slammers taking on a much more accessible opponent. And the Chicago area is about to take another giant step to being cleaned out. This is a Frontier League matchup. Schaumburg Boomers are defending against the invading Joliet Slammers. Both of these teams are pretty weak. The computer likes Schaumburg, a little slight edge to Schaumburg. This feels like a kind of perfunctory exercise here. So to the 5th we go. Schaumburg's winning 1-0. Joliet's at the plate. Joliet's being no-hit through 5. Joliet. All right, I still have an empty no-hitter slot. Schaumburg, extend your lead. No. Dwayne Matos, working on a no-hitter in the 7th. And he lost it. 1-0 going into the 8th. Come on, Joliet. Here we go. No. Joliet with a 1-hit loss. At least this win isn't going to benefit the White Sox. I'll put it that way. All right, the Schaumburg Boomers are going to inherit a right fielder or a starting pitcher. And I think it's the right fielder. Jonathan Sierra will go Schaumburg. Jonathan Sierra, best player on the team. Let's see. He's hitting cleanup and he's the starting left fielder. Portland Sea Dogs. This is Maine. I'm going to bet on a European invader. No. Once again, we run from our responsibilities. 46. Craig Weissert. Control right. 449. 48. The Rockies! Now, I'm all excited, but really nothing's going to happen. They're just suddenly going to get a lot bigger. Some poor sap on this team is going to get a little better. Ezekiel Tovar. Solid shortstop. Gap left. 518. If I'm not mistaken, he went down. I thought he had a 54. I don't care. Look at this. Obviously, he got jacked. And Tovar's batting second by default. And he's moved to 6th. It's fine. At least he has a photo. I don't have to look for that. Okay, I knew I was holding on to this session for a reason. Okay, there's not as much of an attack on the Dodgers or the Padres as I was thinking. This is more likely to go Elsinore than anything else. That might be the Padres. Yeah, I don't think that's the Storm. I think it's the Padres, and not because I want it to happen. It's either hitting this and then passing through it, or it's actually hitting the Padres. Los Angeles Angels. Jose Soriano is getting the start. It's a 57. Their lineup looks like this. This has already been set up. Joe Musgrove getting the start. The Angels or the Padres will be the first major league team beaten here. Actually, before I do this, Tatis is on the line for the Padres, and Mike Trout, an aging Mike Trout, who's 10 points lower than Tatis, will be the transfer if the Angels lose. Do we have an attendance record? 11-4-1-1. Angels attacking Padres. Let's do the first. 2 errors. What the heck? Who made the errors? Left field and first base. All right, Joe Musgrove. What do you have? All right. Jose Soriano. What a strange game. Musgrove's thrown 40. Soriano has thrown 30. They move a run across. This game's going to go down to the wire. Musgrove's thrown 58 pitches in 3 innings. Looks like the Angels have stalled. They've gotten 1 hit in the last 3 innings. All right, bottom of the order coming up for the Angels. They continue to do nothing. Jose Soriano still on the mound. He has thrown 66. He's starting to feel it. Something's going to break this at the top of the 6th. Something's going to break. Baseball instincts. Jose Soriano moving into the 6th inning. Musgrove still on the mound. He's thrown 94 pitches. He's starting to get tired. Okay, the Angels have brought in Brock Burke. Came in last inning. Looks like he faced the last batter. Holy smokes, 5-4 in the 8th. Nick Pivetta on the mound for the Padres. Oh. Here we go. I might be hitting that pitch by pitch button. Let's see, Taylor Ward. We've got the bottom of the order. Ward, Adele, Lopez, and Rendon. Ward hit a 2-run home run in his last appearance. Here's Ward at the plate. Top of the 9th, down 1. We have a pinch hitter. Oh my God. The Angels are going down. The Angels are going down. San Diego's going to pick up the tiniest piece of real estate, but they're going to get Mike Trout, and they will have knocked off the first major league team. Mickey Lopez can tie this with 1 swing. Hayward caught the ball. I wasn't 100% sure. I had to read the text. Player of the game, Elias Diaz. The catcher batting 9th. Whew. Sorry, Angels fans. This was a very short ride for you. You lost by 1 run to the Padres, and your tournament is over. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to find out what happens when Mike Trout becomes a Padre. What are they going to do with him? Is he just going to become the DH? Tatis is in right. Second best player on the team. Love play right field. Michael King's going to start their next game. Moment of truth. What are they going to do with Trout? DH. Yeah, okay. They have upgraded their DH position, and they have gotten stronger. I mean, Mike Trout's the 2nd highest rated player on the team. I like the Padres. Favorite team of a late friend of mine. Weird territorial update. All right, I'm going to do one more just basically because I wanted the opportunity to tell you that the Major League update is now 15-1, so they'd won quite a few more than I thought they had. And they've outscored their opponents 220-46. So goodbye to the Los Angeles Angels. It's a day of infamy for you guys. We're going to do one more just for the sake of recording this one. All right, Ohio, which is almost as crowded as Pennsylvania is, right in the center. This will just be an upgrade, kind of quick and easy, since I really didn't want to do another one. I could do this all day, but I've got things to do. You got two guys. Number one, the left fielder Will Brennan. Yay, a photo. 481. Holy moly, this is the biggest increase we've ever seen. He went from 45 to 54 or 46. Otani went up 6 points. This was even more. 8-point jump. Will Brennan was batting 5th. He's batting 3rd now. I was going to say, he's going to lead off. How fast is he? He's fast. Good job, Columbus. Very good. Kind of a goofy wheel here. I put the Pittsburgh logo on it, and since there's only one color. But that's okay. It's going to tell us what it picks. And it picks the Dayton Dragons. Now, I like this logo, and I don't like this logo. It's like too fancy for baseball. I don't know. I criticize stuff like this, but then there's this, and it just looks. I don't know. The dragon is. It looks like something that would be in the Monster Manual for D&D. We're getting a double shot of Ohio Upgrades, Northeast. Their guy is Carlos Jorge. Infield, outfield error. He plays all over. So what I'm going to do is, I've never done this before, but this is a clear case of kind of a split decision. 25 of these on infield and 25 on outfield. 141, 163. I feel like that's fair. Very good at both sides of round 1. Oh, it's only taken 4 2/3 episodes. It's on. Windy City Battle. Chicago Cubs at Chicago White Sox. Justin Steele is our guy, 56. Chicago's going to be on their 3rd pitcher. So that's a plus for us. I'm sorry. I need to be more neutral. Here's the team that's going to have to do it. And the White Sox, Clint Coulter, Armand Upshaw are the players they've received from their previous 2 victories. Neither one will factor into this game unless it comes to like late inning substitutions. The White Sox are the number 1 team on strength of victory and record and run differential, but things may have changed, especially because Martin Perez is starting. So it's the number 3 versus the number 1. It's here, and I have learned to take this with an extreme grain of salt. We have a pathetic attendance of 4,500. Not even close to the record. We're going to kind of do this like the Padres-Angels game. Wow, Michael Taylor. 114 in left field. Don't hit it out there. It's got a nice arm, too. White Sox pitching allows no hits, no runs. Justin Steele. All right. We play 9 innings for a reason. Martin Perez isn't going to keep this up forever. Let's go, Cubs. All right. Hell yeah. Justin Steele. I hope you worked out the kinks. Okay, good. He's found his groove. All right, let's go, Cubs. Okay, 3-1. Bottom of the 3rd. All right. Let's get to Perez here. Oh. Are all these Major League games going to be like this? Oh, this is the 2nd one. And I think the other game was briefly 4-4 as well. All right, Steele. You're really wobbly. Okay. Perez is back out. 63 pitches. He's still fine. Both teams absolutely equal. Technically, the White Sox are doing better. And now they're really doing better. Dang it. 3-run homer from Kyle Tucker in the 4th inning. God, Perez is still on the mound. Oh, man. Oh, man. Gotta hold him. Colin Ray, you've got to hold him to 0. All right. This is not good. You've got to hold him again, Colin Ray. Oh. Mike Vassell. Kyle Tucker. Colin Ray comes out for a 4th inning. Oh my God. Oh my God. Carson Kelly. and then back to the top of the order. What have they done so far today? They've gone 3 for 10. Have put Armand Upshaw in right field. I don't know when that happened. I just noticed it. Yeah, right now. Armand Upshaw has come in as a defensive replacement in right field, and it's no joke. All right, Carson Kelly. Leadoff walk. God dang it. Do they have no other catcher? Why is there not a pinch? I really want to inject myself into the game here. All right, Matt Shaw. We're 2 outs away from the Cubs being eliminated in their first game against the not-so-lowly White Sox. Okay, this guy struck out in his last at-bat. Let's see produce. Is that a double? No. He's safe! Well, we see some of those fielding attributes for pitchers. Maybe pretty good idea. Tying run at first, winning run at the plate. Double play jeopardy is extreme. It gets through. Oh my god. And don't you wish you had put a pinch runner in, you morons. Bases loaded, 1 out. That blooper to center field happened on a full count. Eisert's thrown 20 pitches. Ian Happ is the cleanup hitter. Clean it up. Oh my god. 7-6. 1 out. Bases loaded. There are double plays all over the field. These guys are all pretty fast, so we got that going for us. Number 5 hitter, Michael Busch. Did he tag? He got in. Tie game. Upshaw's 70 arm. Couldn't get it done. Kyle Tucker has a home run in the game. Here we go. 2 outs. 2 men in scoring position, and he grounds out to first base. White Sox, you're going to lead off with Armand Upshaw. Probably not real happy with that. Put in as a defensive replacement with a 2-run lead in the top of the 9th. And now he's leading off for you. That was not your game plan. Flies out to second. Luis Robert Jr. This guy's dangerous. Okay. Man, those animations make it look like they come off the bag. This guy is really dangerous. If I was the manager here, I would be pitching around this guy. Oh! All right, Dansby Swanson. Wasted at bat. Gage Workman. Oh, no. Okay, we got the bottom of the White Sox order coming up. At least we got that going for us. Penn Murphy is grinding us down. Carson Kelly, bottom of the order. He's 0 for 3, and he's 0 for 4. He's batting 9th for a reason. Ben Brown, he's a 57. A 57 relief pitcher going against the bottom of the Chicago White Sox order. I have confidence in this. That's base hit to left, and might be worse. He made it. God, leadoff hitter hits a double. Colson Montgomery, I guess? Intentional walk with no outs. What the hell? An intentional walk with no outs. And now we got Michael Taylor up. Double play. Okay. Whew. Man on third. Base hit ends the Cubs in their first appearance. Bottom of the order. Pinch hitting. Nick Maton. 44-52 versus righties. Ben Brown, take care of this. He did. We go to the 11th. I'm supposed to be somewhere soon. This can't go on forever. Oh, and we have just surpassed the longest single video. But my computer can handle this. All right, Penn Murphy's still on the mound. We couldn't get anything off this guy in the 10th. continues to do damage. Oh my god, this guy. Sandy Koufax all of a sudden. Alright. Suzuki. That's weird. Wait. Okay, that was really weird animation. Didn't know what happened. Ben Brown's still in. He's good to go. Leading off with another hit. Whoa! Okay, so that was a legit base hit, which got stretched into a double with the error. John Birdie has been subbed into center field, and it's already not working out. Another intentional walk with no outs. That feels like the current NFL trend of going for it on fourth down when you have an easy field goal available to you. Armand Upshaw, 1-1, no outs, 2 men on. Imported player Armand Upshaw at the plate. Oh my god. Throw the freaking ball, Birdie. Well, the Royals are still around, and so are the Quad City Cubs. And guess what? You know, I always say I was going for the underdog. The White Sox become the first 3-0 team in the tournament, and we are now down 2 major league teams. We have lost the Angels and the Cubs. Player of the game, Luis Robert Jr. Workman went 0 for 5. Kelly went 0 for 4. I think pulling Crow Armstrong out was a bad move, coach. So it is time to go look at the Cubs and figure out who has now become a White Sox. We have a choice, Suzuki or Crow Armstrong. The White Sox have an outstanding outfield with a great backup. It's Suzuki. Here you go, White Sox fans. All the disparaging comments I've made, my tone, which I'm sure has been noticeable. And again, I want to say one thing. I spent 1 year of my life in junior high with the White Sox as my favorite team. And I told this story in episode 2 with several other baseball stories. And I cut them all for time reasons. For 1 year, I was a White Sox fan, and then something happened that caused me to immediately abandon that, like the day after the season ended. This is remarkable. Okay, this kind of nonsense is the reason I'm doing this. The White Sox have picked up 2 40s that are useful in backup situations. And then their very next piece they acquire is the best player on the team. They're back to Shane Smith for their next game, whatever it is. Windy City Thunder would have to attack them, and I think that's it. It's possible the White Sox could have a 4th game in round 1. Suzuki's hitting 3rd, and he will play right field. The White Sox have significantly improved themselves. Major league teams are now 16-2. So let's look at this. We got the Tigers over here, the Guardians, the Reds, St. Louis, Kansas City, and the Brewers. And then way over here we get the Twins. So what this sets up is like much later round situations. But for now, the White Sox are the king of this area, and I want the River Bandits to run far away from them. And for that matter, the Iowa City Cubs. Well, the Iowa Cubs out of here, too. Run away. Head west. There's nothing out here but the Rockies. The Railcats could attack the White Sox. So could the Thunderbolts. I don't know what I called them earlier. I called them the wrong name. Tooling up. Exactly what you're supposed to be doing in this competition. The White Sox are doing it. They still have not upgraded a player. Who did we determine that player was going to be? Shane Smith. Okay, I just got this idea, and I think this is interesting. It's a good idea. I'm going to do it. I got this idea that when, of course, this is an old idea. When the major league teams die, they're going to have to pass their logos down to the lower teams that don't have logos, like complex leagues, etc. I toyed with the idea of What if it's the next best player? You know, the Angels sent Mike Trout. Mike Trout's their best player. They sent him to the Padres. Suzuki's the Cubs' best player. They sent him to the White Sox. But whoever's next, what if he, like, literally takes the logo down to the next highest team that doesn't have a logo? And in this case, we only have one choice. The Los Angeles Angels have one team left, and it's the Complex League Angels. And the Cubs have one team left that doesn't have a logo. Again, this is just that doesn't have a logo. And it's the DSL Cubs Blue, who are still sitting out in the Gulf of Mexico or something. Neither one of these teams have done anything yet. And so I was looking at this and I was like, well, should it be their best player or should it be the lowest player? It's either one of those. It's got to be the best or the lowest. I think the best is cheating. Lowest is good to me. And I think the lowest player on the Angels is in the 30s, and it's Tim Anderson. So I decided, I can't remember what he is. He's 30 something, might be 39. I decided I'd look at the team he's going to go to, this one, and yeah, he's instantly going to help them. It doesn't need to be the Angels' next best player. So that's what I'm going to do. So in a way, if you're an Angel fan, or if you're a Cubs fan, your team is kind of living on. He's a 38. Yeah, he's going to be significantly the best player on the team. So we're going to send him to the Arizona Complex League Angels. Good. And now we're going to see what kind of impact that's going to have. So there he is. He's a second baseman. He is 13 points higher than, I almost thought that said Edgardo Alfonso. These guys haven't gone yet. I'm going to go ahead and set them up, and I'm going to pull Tim Anderson onto the team. There we go. Always number 3. Man, look at this guy's name. I hope I never have to transfer him. 23? No, I won't. So Tim Anderson, starting second baseman. He's the backup shortstop. Next up, we'll go to the Cubs, and with their dying breath, they're going to eject Will Jensen, and he's going to go to the DSL Cubs Blue. And this is going to happen every time a major league team goes down. Now, eventually we're going to get to a point, and we almost did here, both of these teams only have one team left like this. We're going to get to a point where none of these major league teams will go down and there won't be any of these, and so this won't happen. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I just thought of this. These players will not transfer. Like when the DSL Cubs Blue lose, Will Jensen was not legitimately acquired, but this is like a little bonus prize that they're getting with the logo. So Will Jensen wakes up one day and he's horrified to discover that he is in, how old is he? 27. He's in the Dominican Summer League. By 11 points, the best player on the team. So we'll do this, and he is their day one starter. So they're going to have a very significant first day out. Let's look at where these teams are, and then I'm going to change their logos. Angels are here, and they're just surrounded by Arizona Fall League teams, plus the Diamondbacks, ACL Diamondbacks. Cubs Blue are right here. They're across from the ACL Dodgers. All right, to review the players that came down with the logos, worst players on the major league team roster that were original roster guys that can't be imported. They aren't transferable. They will not move on. Like if ACL is defeated by the Diamondbacks in their next game, Tim Anderson ceases to exist, and whoever is the highest original roster player will move on to the Diamondbacks, and the same goes for the Cubs. Despite the fact that I am sad that the Cubs are gone, I like that their logo is still on the board, even though it won't be for long. I still have the South Bend Cubs and the Iowa City Cubs, so that's good. And I've got 100 other teams I'm rooting for here. I'm even going for the Isotopes, for crying out loud. I like the idea that some of these teams are going to suddenly have a graphic. With the ACL and the FCL teams, I'm going to do this capital letters thing here at some point, and then I'm just going to fit in DSL whatever. And these two teams have a kind of an upgraded sheen, not just with the logo, but the logo came with a little bonus prize, which, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Lowest man on the pole is now the highest man. I like it. Had that idea while I was swimming today. I could look at this map all day. I am a dork. St. Louis Cardinals. Boy, there's only like 5 major league teams left. I'm giving the St. Louis Cardinals a mandate to destroy whatever this is. See if they follow my orders. Ryan Helsley. One of these left, so that's That's what he's getting. 203. Okay, I'm going to put a hard cap on the number of teams officially advancing to round 2 in this video at 30. I blew that off in the last thing, but after that incredibly long Chicago game, I really don't want this to be like an hour and a half long, so as soon as we hit 30, I think we're on 23. Yes, we're going to have a game, but despite me, it's going to point northwest. Nope. We're going to have the Complex Twins, who I believe have already expanded or won a game. Daytona Tortugas versus Florida Complex Twins. This game is kind of a formality. Twins are winning. Going to go to the 7th. 2-1. Where have the blowouts gone? 2-2, top of the 9th. Daytona coming through. Minnesota Twins have lost, and their once upgraded closer, Mitch Miller. Mitch Miller's going to the Daytona Tortugas. The rest of his team is going to vanish. Daytona Tortugas. All right, where's he stand? Well, look at that. Oh, we have a little closer competition. Yeah, Mitch Miller goes to middle relief. Well, he got that one upgrade. Grand Junction. This is the final team to go in Colorado. Could be moving in to take a huge chunk of Utah. I'm going to guess that this is a really bad team, and they're going to need... Oh my god, yeah. This team's awful. Gap right, 331. At some point, the Mets are going to get picked. Utrecht, who's been sitting off the coast of Florida forever, they're going after the Tortugas. The Tortugas have made them an enormous coastal target. Made themselves. We have a game. FCL Pirates. Pittsburgh standing up to valiantly defend the coast of Florida from the Dutch invaders. That is not a good sign for the Dutch. I'm going to walk through this until I don't need to. Okay, well, I don't need to for the reasons I thought I did, but I have other reasons now. Holy smokes! Scored a run. I think in a second we're going to see Utrecht just fall off the table. There's the beginning of it. What? Oh my god. They have more hits than Pittsburgh does. Pittsburgh, you are failing. We've got to. For the big teams and the small teams. This guy's name is Killian Bloat. Winning run at the plate. Oh boy, that scared me. 2 outs. Man at first. The fearsome Etienne Van Tielraden. Game on the line. Walked. He's the number 6 hitter and he's this weak. Pittsburgh, I'm ashamed. I'm sorry, Florida Complex Pittsburgh. This game should never have been this close. And the FCL Pirates, rather feebly but effectively. Map update 185 or whatever. 4 more teams before I end this video, so we're getting near the end. Who's going to Pittsburgh? Oh, it's this starting pitcher. I'm sorry, I was looking at this. Batting ratings, 174 sacrifice bunt. Pirates. Okay, I think he's being middle of the pack here. Yeah. He goes into middle relief. Use more often. Okay, so they feel like they got something here. Come on, Rangers. Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Maryland is just blowing itself up. Okay, they're okay. Yeah, they're playing whatever this is. Okay, what might be the last game of the episode, we've got a Carolina League team, Fredericksburg Nationals versus an Atlantic League team. Both of them are glad they're just not playing the Nationals or the Orioles. 5th inning, 7th inning. Gosh, why is every game so close lately? I don't really care about this game, but I'm going to go to the at-bats. First of all, that's awesome. I'm going to the at-bats because the Fredericksburg Nationals one day could be like in the final 8, and I would have skipped where their run started. They're going down easily. Okay, well then now the tying runs at the plate. All right, we're gonna find out who the new Southern Maryland Blue Crab is, and it is the catcher, Caleb Lomavita. The rest of his team has taken the express elevator to hell. Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Yeah, Lomavita starting catcher is going to bat 5th. We get another Dutch invasion. It's this Orange Twins here. Hopping into all of this free real estate. Over and over and over. Best player is, we have 2 pitchers, a starter and a closer. Popular one, we've had 2 of those in a row, even though I'm deleting things. 113. It didn't help. He was so far down the hole. California, Arizona, Eugene. Uh-huh. $39, Manuel Mercedes. Manuel Mercedes, top pitchability. 248. Yeah, he went to 40. Kind of surprised. All right, this is the end of part 5. I kind of want this one to end. Are you going to behave like a intelligent person and go here? I'm telling you, it's going to be vertical one way or the other. These teams operate under the same logos, so I have no idea what this means. Okay, so the home team should get crushed here. Let's go to the 5th. Whoops, I accidentally going crazy here. All right, go into the 5th. What the heck? Lifetime performance from Sing-Min Lee. Okay, there it is. And 5-0. They had 1 bad inning. Simply sinking a team to the bottom of the sea. Well, we saw a lot of sad things this episode. Tomorrow's another day. I'm going to slap this thing together, post it, and then get on with the next one. We have 4 players, all pitchers, no surprise, eligible. And we're going to take number 2. Jai-Hee Lee.